Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to ShrewDO Media. I'm Shubham Thakur, the founder of ShrewDO Media, and today we are going to have a very first episode of Edu Speech, and we have our very special guest, Dr. Preeti Bajaj, who is the Vice-Chancellor of Galgotias University. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the ShrewDO Media.
Thank you so much, Shubham, for giving me this opportunity to be part of this to be the
Pleasure.
first speaker. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So, ma'am, as like since like my college days and school days, I have listening to your university's name as well, and I want you to always reach out. So that was like it was a very good experience knowing about you and talking to you. So let's get with the first question. Could you please give a brief of your journey in education sector?
Okay, the journey about me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it was. I never wanted to be a teacher.
Oh,
I never wanted to be teacher, and I thought I used to think of how come a person can spend throughout his life as a career wherein you are sitting in one room, 6 by 6 ka room. You will have your cabin, and then that's it. I mean, you are teaching whole life, and then the students would come and go. And I never thought of when I have been interacting with my postgraduate guide, Dr.
yeah.
I still remember, I mean, Dr. Kher. And I have seen the dynamic lady, the kind of lady she was. And then she made me exposed to the international domain. And I
Okay.
realized that there is much beyond that, what I used to have in, a conventional teacher's framework.
Yes, ma'am.
And thereafter, I started getting into students' activity. And then I was exposed to other domain and wherein
Yeah.
that there is so much to learn from students as well, and so much to give back to the society. So I started interacting with the students and engaged myself into many of the activities, including
Yeah.
entrepreneurship and more. And the third domain was getting into research,
Yeah.
hardcore research. So that is how then, and then I'm a strong, I'm a good volunteer for IEEE, which is an
Yeah.
international organization, and worldwide it's the highest apex body of engineering domain, which decides all
Yes.
the standards. We talk about this technology, Wi-Fi, everything. So then I was, exposed to all global deans, topmost universities, Stanford, MIT. University of California, and every the professors, the vice chancellors, the
Yeah.
team of dean and all. And then I have seen that there is much more, and every day it's a learning day. So I don't know how much I have to learn, but yes, it's a good journey.
Yeah, ma'am, the journey is very fascinating, like from jumping up to several domains and still making it till
32
here.
years. 32 years.
Yeah, that was a very long time. So I think I saw in one of your interview that after just your graduation, you started in this education, you started working in education sector. So, like, really excited to have a great discussion on the topic which we have today is the role of digitalization in higher education. So, with that, I'm going to ask you one question: is that how can we develop a shared digital learning space in higher education? As we know, ma'am, like from past, before the COVID, just COVID started, and things have changed simultaneously, and there are so many things going on. So, what do you think about it?
I believe
Yeah.
India would take still some time to have, completely digital savvy.
Okay.
Using these tools, which connects you globally, would be just flavor of that. But
Yeah.
when you would really have bring your device in your classroom,
Yeah.
so you have any device, and then you are just connecting into the classroom, you are learning. That
Yeah.
would be a day when we can say in India, digitization would be there. And second,
Yeah.
we are still fighting with integration of technologies. So
Exactly, ma'am.
you have 4 5 devices, the syncing, the technologies. Everybody's
Yeah.
coming out with the technology. But yes, days are good. We are still, because of COVID, we are 10 years ahead of time. So
Yeah.
no worries. Probably the young team like yours and would be taking the India to the digitization. The days are forgetting this. Yes, the today's student is more digital savvy. In fact,
Yeah.
I look at, there has to be a strong faculty capacity building program for teachers of every generation. That is required.
Yes, ma'am. And the
So
point you highlighted, yeah, sorry for interrupting. The point you highlighted is that still students are facing difficulties, like for the integrating digitalization. So, related to that, what are the other challenges, like for digital education, which like especially in the country, like developing country like India? So, how people are, just facing the challenges and they are still booming it because in the past 2 years, I think edtech has grown um, maybe 20x time. Like it's booming so bad. So that's why. Like, what are the challenges now people are facing just because of the adoption, or maybe something else?
Uh, adoption is one challenge. The costing is another
Hmm.
factor in India, if I consider. And even if you travel to rural India right now, also the bandwidth issues are there. Lot of issues are there. Although the government is taking up step, it's not the government is not working, but it would take some time. Parallelly, there is always debate between conventional way of teaching and
Yeah.
the use of technology, while which is the better one, and we don't take best of each.
Yeah.
When we talk about blended learning, when we talk about hybrid mode of learning, so
Yeah.
we don't really go into that. We can accept the best of the technology. So even if right now, if I can use the AI based learning system, so my reach is more, I can understand, I can reach out to using Bloom's taxonomy, I can reach out to everyone, that who has at what level and what kind of input has to be given to one on one, which probably in a classroom everybody would say I have understood, and only at the time of exam I would understand, who is at what level. So use of technology we discuss many a times, but when it is time for implementation, because of certain challenges, whether it is affordability, whether it is easy access, whether it is I'm not aware about these tools, so many challenges. So there are many factors, as I said: ease of
Yeah.
access, mode of operation, affordability, and hesitation to use these tools. And fourth
Yeah.
is, many times there is a debate, oh, this technology means it's not conventional way, and this is going to be always inferior than what was the conventional mode of teaching. So that these are the four hurdles basically to take,
Yeah.
and that would be there for, might be for a year long, but then that would also supersede by the technologist, and will
Yeah.
be there at the top and the digital learning too.
And it's coming very soon, I think. So, Mom, according to you, like digitalization and the technology, how it is shaping the education system in India, and before pandemic and after pandemic, what changes have you seen so far?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I have seen many uh, service providers who have come up with digital content. They
Okay.
are ready to take the university curriculum. They are ready to, and they have launched. In fact, I don't have any hesitation to name few, like Coursera has entered into the market with in an aggressive mode, with wherein
Yeah.
they have digital content for almost all the domains.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
universities just have to make the partner to these digital content providers. They are ready to develop as per your requirement, and they have tools, strong tools, wherein those are supported with the technology. The learning
Yes, ma'am.
tools are there. So and you can reach out to globally. So it's not
Exactly.
that you are providing the education to only to your students, but sky is the limit. You can reach out to any country, and in fraction of second, and then your outreach would be, multiple times. So while you are at your outreach is X today, and that is going to
Yeah.
be multiple times and lakhs of times what you have today, if your contents are good and delivery is good, and if
Yeah.
you teachers have that potential, then yes. So I look at that more and more digital, I mean, content developers. The service providers would be in the
Yes.
practice, because everything, so it is going to be plug and play, the
Yeah.
universities are there. And we talked about global universities. When we talk about NEP implementation, even if which is a
Yeah.
on discussion of everyone in the academic circle. So NEP,
Exactly.
if we talk about CBCS, if we
Yeah.
talk about major and minor, if I talk about, I'm a university wherein I don't have few domains, and my student wanted to take up few subjects from one of the university in US, or one of the university in Singapore, or one of the university in Kanyakumari, or might be to Kashmir. So
Yes. Yes.
that the content provider can give you a best of best content from those universities, and then you can offer, you can opt, you can learn digitally. And it is as good as you are in a classroom. It's only virtual classroom. So I yes, some challenges like attention, whether you are attentive or not. So there are very strong AI tools which are there. Probably today few can afford, few cannot. But those tools, if incorporated in the today's these platforms, I'm sure that is going to be the wonderful future for every one of us.
Yeah, ma'am, with that, like, since my childhood, I've been researching about these future concepts about education, and literally, it fascinates me how things can go. And I think India is way like closer to that, and because I've been talking to some futurists from like various parts of the countries, like various parts of the world, and then the concept I'm looking forward to is that they are really working on modifying the classrooms. They are as every presentation like a tech presentation have that 100 years ago the education system was same, now it's same, but now it's going to change very soon. So according to you, what can be the future perspective, of education, not only in India but all around the world? Because how I see it, ma'am, it's like holography class is gonna come very soon. So yeah.
So I would say, when you say, I mean, how it is going to be in the institutions, probably
Yeah.
the concept of having virtual university. We used to hear during our childhood, there are the virtual universities, and we used to say, oh, those universities are going to be the fact. Those are not real university. How come university
Exactly.
without a space, and how come a university can be in on virtually? But
Yes. Yes.
yes, that was not, neither that was fake, neither I mean, we are very close to that virtual universities when we are talking about. So
Yes.
yes, every classroom is going to be a smart classroom. And I would say there is no requirement of having a formal classroom as well. So
Yeah.
I have my laptop, I have my subject knowledge, and I have students as a virtual community. And
Yes.
I know who, and when we are trying to take the students away from examination system, so how it matters that there is no going to be final exam. So it is based on how the students are going to deliver, how the students are going to apply the knowledge. For that, I don't require to be in a classroom, right?
Yes.
So I believe the future university, or how I believe the future would be, there is a document by Niti Aayog.
Okay.
It is on the artificial intelligence, and amongst the five domain wherein India is focusing. The document was released in somewhere in 2019. And amongst the five domain wherein India is focusing, one of the transportation, agriculture, and so on. So there was first topic, first domain which India has identified was, that was pre-pandemic, was education. That
Yes.
how
Yes.
AI can impact the education.
Exactly.
That's a wonderful document which I have, it's a bible for me. So because I'm a strong advocate of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So I would say, you look at that, the future is going to be virtually. I'm a strong advocate. I just believe that if you have intention to learn, and if you have intention to deliver, so then that's it. That's for a teacher and student. Nothing else is required. So you need technology, you need strong tools, and you need so that the complete university could be in a virtual space. Now earlier the degrees were, so distance degree and regular degree, there used to be a difference. So now slowly we are diminishing all these boundaries, and then segregation, distance, online, offline, everything. So how
Yeah.
it matters, it's what it matters is learning. And learning can take place at any time, anywhere. That's simple principle of my life.
Yeah. So, thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful interview, and as well as like sharing your insights and giving us a very good learning experience. And I hope we should collaborate more, because the insights you have shared is literally fascinating, and I hope we will dig into it. Thank you so much for joining me, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shubham, and sincere apologies for being late.
It's
Thank
okay,
you.
ma'am. All of mine.